Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming a Married at 19 Q&A. We've been married for 4 months now and we're both 19. We turned 20 in December, so in a couple months. And he was thinking about being in this video with me, but he's just too busy with school and hockey and all of that stuff, so it just works better if I do this on my own. I have a huge list of questions that you guys asked on Instagram, and I'm going to answer every single one of them. So hopefully this video isn't super long. Let's just get right into it. First question, was planning the wedding stressful on the relationship? No, it was not stressful on our relationship because I planned the whole thing and that was fine with me. I kind of knew that he wouldn't really care about stuff. I know like most guys just don't, it's not their thing. So yeah, I kind of planned everything. He just let me have control over it. Of course, like my mom helped and his mom helped with stuff and I had lots of help. So I wasn't completely on my own, but for me, I was probably stressed about it more. And then he didn't really understand why I was stressed, especially in the last week. Like he was asking me to go to a movie and I was like, I have way too much to do. We are getting married in a week. So just a heads up, if you are getting married or want to get married in the future, you might be planning it on your own. It's kind of just more a girl's thing than a guy's thing to plan the wedding. A lot of guys just don't care, so that's just the reality. Next, how did you guys do your vows? We wrote our own vows. This was something that I really struggled with. Now, I'm just not good at like expressing my feelings. He didn't have any problem with it. I was up pretty late at night trying to write my vows. I ended up writing them and it was fine. I overthink everything. I'm a perfectionist. Just a lot of things together, the stress of planning the wedding, all that stuff. I looked up like examples and read other vows just so I could get ideas of like how to write it, how to make it flow, and the things to include. So if you want to hear our vows, go watch our wedding video. It's also up on my channel. But we wrote our own, which I really wanted to do because it's more personal. And it was a great idea in the end doing that. I'm glad we did. But in the moment, I was very stressed and having a very hard time with that. Next, you guys are literally the cutest couple ever. Thank you. That's very sweet. What is something positive that you didn't expect? I guess just about being married this young. I guess just that like we are able to become a lot closer just like as best friends mostly. I found we're just like, we've gotten a lot closer in the last 4 months just with like being goofy around each other and like getting to know each other, like being around each other all the time. You just get to know someone so much better. So I don't know if it's something that I didn't expect, but I would say just that we've become more like best friends rather than just a relationship. Was it hard to ignore the negativity about being so young? Also stunning couple. Thank you. And we didn't have too much negativity because our families all supported it. I think they knew it was coming and they saw it coming, so that was fine there. It was just like once in a while if I was in public and someone found out that I was getting married at work, that's when it would happen. People were like, what? No way, like you're too young. It wasn't anything too bad. Once we got engaged, yeah, we didn't really have too much negativity, which I kind of thought there might be more of it. No, there wasn't. So people just know us and they knew we were ready. So I think that was probably why. What has been the hardest part about being newly married? I think just like all your bad habits are shown to the other person. We were around each other a lot before we got married anyway, so we knew most of our bad habits, but it's just like being around them every single day and noticing the things that they do that annoy you. Yeah, that's probably it, just being in each other's space and trying to work around each other's bad habits. What's been your biggest obstacle? I don't know. I don't really know that there's been like a big obstacle we've had to overcome in the last 4 months. It's been fairly good and fairly easy. Every couple argues and has their arguments, but we get along pretty well. So, what's something you didn't know or realize about your partner before moving in? Okay, I just stopped recording and tried to think about this question. I cannot think of anything major. It's probably all just been like the little things that we didn't know about each other. We knew all of the big things, like we know each other pretty well before we moved in, so I don't know, there wasn't really any surprises. What made you realize it was the right time to get married? I had wanted, like, we'd been talking about it for a while, so, and since we were pretty young, like probably since we started dating, we kind of talked about when we would get married, and we always said like after 3 years or something we would talk about it, and just after our 3-year anniversary we got engaged. So I don't know, I think it was just something that we kind of always knew. We knew we would always get married young, and we had talked about it lots, so I had kind of been asking for it as well. The next question, when did you know you were ready to get married? This is pretty much the same thing, but I always knew that I wanted to get married to him young. So, what has been the best and hardest moment in your marriage so far? We've had like a lot of change and a lot of stuff like that, like moving in together. We moved out of our parents' houses for the first time and in together, and we lived in a house or in a basement suite for a month, and then we moved across the continent. So we've had some like pretty awesome moments just with this move and everything. We got to have 2 honeymoons, which was really awesome. We went to Florida on the way here. So there's been a lot of fun moments. Hardest moment, I don't really know that there's been like a super hard moment so far. It's always just like little things, small arguments that happen, so we luckily haven't had like anything super big we've had to go through so far. The next question, Carson asked this one, and I'm not going to answer it on the video. Do older people provide you with unwanted, unsolicited advice? No, actually, I haven't really found there's been too much of this. We have had lots of good advice from family and friends and people who have been married a long, long time. So I don't really think I've had any unwanted advice, which is great. Does Carson snore? No, he doesn't snore, but he likes to take all the blankets and stuff them in between his legs. I have no idea why. What's your favorite part about being married? I would say probably just getting to live together, because we got to hang out all the time and we got to know each other really well before we were married, but now we just get to live in the same space and do everything together and sleep in the same bed. So I don't know, it's just fun getting to live together, something that we looked forward to for a really long time. So probably just that. How has your relationship been being just the two of you across the world? It's actually been really good. You would think that being stuck in a small apartment together and it being it was our second month of marriage when we came here. So for some people that might seem scary, but for us it's been really great, and it hasn't been too hard on us being all the way over here. At least we have FaceTime and stuff. So I'm a very introverted person and I like being on my own, so I am totally fine being here and it just being 2 of us. And he's busy with school and hockey, so yeah, I think we're both really enjoying it and it's been pretty great. Fave wedding memory? I think just the whole thing. I was just very relieved that it all went so well and we were able to have 50 people there, and it was an amazing day. Like, overall, nothing really went wrong. It just felt perfect and the weather was great. I don't know what my favorite memory would be. It was all just really awesome. I am so happy that my dog was in the wedding. There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong with that, but he was a literal angel. So having him walk down the aisle with Brielle melted my heart. That was one of my favorite moments probably, but the whole day was just really amazing. I still like watch the video and look back at the photos and wish I could be back at that day. It did feel kind of short because we didn't have a dance, so the night ended at like 8:30, but we were able to just go to the hotel, and he was so tired anyways, so it worked fine. How's wife life? It's great, especially because I'm not working right now. I'm just living my dream. I'm clean, cook, do all the things at home so that Carson can just focus on school and hockey, and I'm getting to do YouTube and Instagram, which has always been my dream. So wife life has been really awesome so far. Most important lesson you learned about marriage so far? I think it's just having patience, putting the other person first. I've been reading a marriage book, and that's kind of given me a lot of insight just on like how to work through things, how to prioritize the other person, a bunch of stuff like that. So yeah, probably just patience, putting the other person first. It's only been 4 months, so there's a lot of lessons to be learned, I am sure. How did you know you were ready to get married at 19? I basically already answered this. Truthfully, I don't feel like I am young. I just feel like I was ready to get married, and that was the time in my life. Everyone's on a different timeline. For some people, they're 35 when they get married. I know people who were like in their 40s and got married to the love of their life, and it's just everyone is on a different timeline, and this is my timeline. So I truly do not feel like I am young to be married. Isn't marriage the best? Yeah, it is the best. It's pretty awesome. We are both very happy and we love being married. So which last name is more annoying? Probably my old last name, which was Kwiatkowski, just because people completely butchered it. Like, it looks very long when you look at it, so I think people just get overwhelmed and they completely get it wrong, especially if I'm saying it to someone and they have to spell it out. Demarais isn't that much better because I still have to spell it out all the time because it's said a bit different than it looks, but Demarais is probably a little bit better. How crazy is your mother-in-law? She's so crazy. No, she's not crazy at all. I'm actually very blessed that I have a really awesome mother-in-law and father-in-law, and he has awesome brothers. I think that I married into a very good family when I was younger, and I would think about like, oh, what if I was to break up with him and be with someone else? One of the big things that I thought that I would miss was his family, and I just thought I would never find such a great family. Like, even his like cousins, grandparents, I just love them all so much. So I married into the best family. What's Carson's most annoying habit? He does a couple things that annoy me. The nail biting is probably the biggest one, but like if the garbage bags are at the front door, he won't take them out. They'll sit there for weeks until I ask him to take them out, or I just take them out myself. So things like that. Like, he doesn't notice things. Leaves the toilet seat up. Yeah, a couple different things like that annoy me. What have you learned about Carson that you didn't know before? I do not know what the answer to this is, and I think, like, in the moment, if he was doing something that I was like, wow, I didn't realize you did this when we were dating, I would be able to answer this. I'm just, like, there are things for sure, but I, for some reason, cannot think of them while I am filming this. I'm very bad on the spot, so that's probably why. The most surprising thing about being married, kind of similar to what I said earlier, but it's just that we're, like, a lot, like, goofier around each other and, like, just know each other's personalities even more, and we're just more so best friends. Like sometimes we'll try and go to bed at night and just like talk about stupid things and like laugh about dumb things, and I'm just like, yeah, it's just funny. We're just like more like best friends, I guess. How do you my phone is dying, I need to finish this up. How do you compliment each other? Like how do we make each other better? See, questions like this, I'm so bad when I'm like put on the spot. I would have to like sit down, write them out to give you a really good answer to these. But I would say he kind of like helps me with my anxieties, I guess. I don't know the right way to answer this. I guess here, this is a good answer. So I worry about things in the moment, like stupid things. So he helps me like get grounded and realize I don't need to worry about that stuff. He likes to worry about things in the long run, like what about this in a year and all that stuff. And I'm like, whoa, like let's worry about today, because that's what I'm worrying about. So we kind of meet in the middle with that one and help to just make each other realize like we don't need to worry about these things. And I don't know, we're just both we're fairly chill people, so that's probably a reason why we don't have huge fights. We can just talk about stuff, so hopefully that answers that question. Last question. For me, I was really excited, but it was also super scary at the same time. Was it for you as well? The only thing that I was kind of like scared about would be just everything going well. I'm not good with like unknowns, so like how's the day gonna go? Is something gonna go wrong? Like how's it all gonna flow? Like I don't know, just everything like that. Like the day just went really well, so in the end I had nothing to be scared about. But like I was not scared about being married or getting married or anything, just because I felt like we knew each other so well. And yeah, I kind of talked about that already, but it's funny because we didn't live together, so a lot of people, mostly like non-Christian people, would be like how you guys are getting married and you haven't even lived together, like it's so different living together. But we just knew each other pretty well. We knew each other's morals and like what we believed in and what we stood for, and that is more important than someone's daily habits that might be a surprise or annoy you. So yeah, that was kind of the only negativity that we had about getting married young, was like you don't live together, like, but that wasn't very much, there wasn't very much of that. But I was like, I know it's gonna be fine. I don't know, I think he's just like a good person. He's not a messy person. I've been around him, I've been in his room, I've seen how he does things. I kind of knew what I was getting into already. So yeah, I think that's all the questions. Hopefully you guys liked this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.